right. Welcome everyone to another deep dive with us. Today we are taking a look at Microsoft Copilot.
Okay.
And specifically how it might just totally revolutionize the way we work.
Right.
I mean, think about it for a second, right? Like we're
Yeah.
always looking for that edge to be
Yeah.
a little more productive, a little bit more efficient.
Yeah.
So we're going to be diving deep into this document.
Mm-hmm.
We have Microsoft Copilot, AI-powered productivity in Microsoft 365.
Okay.
And really try to understand, like how much of this is hype,
Yeah.
how much of this is real, and could this actually be the thing that really changes
Yeah.
the way we approach work?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the promise is certainly there, right? To really kind of augment our capabilities and,
Yeah.
almost like having this, incredibly smart assistant right there with you as you're working.
Yeah, and it's not just like a separate thing you have to open. It's
Yeah.
integrated right into the Microsoft 365 apps that we're already using every day.
Mm-hmm. Exactly like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You name it. Copilot's right there.
Okay, so I got to jump right into this, okay? Because one of the things that just blew my mind when I was reading this document
Yeah.
was Copilot's ability to actually generate content in Word.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't just mean correcting grammar or suggesting synonyms.
Right.
We're talking about full-on writing here.
Yeah.
Like it can understand what you're writing about and actually generate meaningful text.
It's pretty wild, right?
It is wild. So how is this even possible?
Well, it's all powered by those large language models you've probably heard about,
Okay.
similar to what's behind ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, these models are trained on massive amounts of data, like a ridiculous amount of text and code,
Okay.
which allows them to basically learn the patterns of human language and then, use that knowledge to generate new text that sounds surprisingly human.
So it's like having a co-writer who never gets tired.
Pretty much. Yeah, and it can even adapt its writing style to match yours, which is kind of freaky, but also super impressive.
Yeah, that is both freaky and impressive at the same time. So we've talked about Word, but what about Excel? Because, I'm not exactly an Excel wizard over here, but it seems like Copilot's data analysis and visualization features could be a total game changer for someone like me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, imagine just being able to ask Excel something like, hey, show me the sales trends for the last quarter in plain English.
Right.
And boom, it generates a perfect chart for you. No more messing around with complex formulas or anything.
That's exactly what the document says it can do.
Yeah, it's using natural language processing to understand what you're asking and then translating that into the underlying code that Excel needs to, actually execute those commands.
Okay, so now I actually feel like I could be an Excel person.
Right. It really democratizes data analysis, makes it accessible to everyone.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered Word and Excel, but we cannot forget about PowerPoint.
Oh, yeah, PowerPoint, the bane of many people's existence.
Right, like how many late nights have we all spent trying to make a decent presentation? So tell me about how Copilot can help with that, because the document mentions some pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, so think about those times you're staring at a blank slide, just totally lost on how to lay things out.
Yes.
Copilot can actually suggest different layouts based on the content you want to include.
Oh, wow.
It can even help with the design, suggesting color palettes and fonts to make your slides look, professional and engaging.
And it can even generate content based on just a few bullet points.
Yeah, like say you have a few key points you want to hit. It can actually flesh those out into full sentences and paragraphs.
It sounds like a dream.
It's pretty close, and the best part is it frees you up to actually focus on, the substance of your presentation.
Right, instead of spending hours on formatting and design.
Exactly. You can focus on crafting your message, making sure it's clear and impactful.
That's huge. Okay, so now you've already sold me on Copilot for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. But I'm curious about how it helps with the day-to-day stuff, like email and meetings, because let's be real.
Yeah.
Those can be huge time sucks.
Absolutely. Tell me about it.
So what can Copilot do to help us manage that chaos?
Well, let's start with email. Those incredibly long email threads where it takes forever to figure out what's actually going on.
Ugh, don't even get me started.
Copilot can actually summarize those threads for you.
What?
Yeah, it pulls out the key points, the action items, all that stuff, so you don't have to spend, precious time wading through pages and pages of replies.
That is life-changing.
Right. And then for meetings, think about those moments when someone's like, all right, so you're going to do this and you're going to do that.
Happens every meeting.
Copilot can automatically capture all those action items.
Really?
Yeah. And even assign them to the right people and send out reminders so nothing falls through the cracks.
That's amazing.
It's like having a virtual secretary taking notes and keeping everyone on track.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like Copilot can literally streamline every aspect of our work.
It really does have the potential to...
It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, and it makes you think, as AI becomes more capable of handling these routine tasks, how will our roles and skills need to evolve? What new opportunities will emerge when we have more time to focus on, like, strategic thinking and creative problem solving?
That is the question, isn't it? I mean, It's almost like we're entering this whole new era of work.
It really feels that way.
So let's do a quick recap. Okay. Microsoft Copilot, like having this AI assistant that can analyze data design presentations, manage our email, keep track of our meetings. It's almost like having a superpower.
It's pretty close, yeah.
And, as we wrap up today, I think the big takeaway for me, and hopefully for everyone listening, is that this isn't just some futuristic fantasy.
Yeah.
This is happening now.
Right now.
And it has the potential to fundamentally change the way we work.
I totally agree.
So as we become more reliant on these powerful tools, it's worth asking ourselves, like, how can we best adapt and leverage these advancements to be even more effective and impactful in our work?
Yeah.
That's something I think we all need to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep innovating. We'll see you then.